So hello and welcome to the engineering presentation for our Year 9 options evening. And in this presentation we're going to be looking at BTEC Level 2 Technical Award in Engineering. So what is it and what will I do? This qualification is the same size and level as a GCSE and is aimed at everyone who would like to find out more about engineering by undertaking their own projects. On this course you will learn about key engineering sectors, mechanics, electrical, electronic and engineering design, and how they contribute to industry. Develop key engineering practical and technical skills such as research, observation, measurement, planning, making, using computer-aided design and disassembly. And develop key skills for employment in engineering sectors such as problem solving, design, creativity, communication, and collaboration. How will I be assessed? So step 1, students achieve a grade for each component, which is then allocated a number of points. Step 2, at the end of the course, the points from each component are added up to give a total number of points. And step 3, the total number of points is matched against the grade thresholds for the qualification. How will I be assessed continued? So the course is broken into 3 components. Each component has assessments that we need to match and respond to. Component 1 has 2 Learning Aim assignments, Learning Aim A and Learning Aim B. Component 2 has 3 learning assignments, Learning Aim A, B and C, and the externally assessed assignment consists of a 2-part exam, Exam Part A and Exam Part B. On this slide, what you're looking at are examples from Component 1, which is the green section there, Learning Aim A and Learning Aim B. This is the type of work that's produced for the components that we need to hand in. Learning Aim A is where pupils investigate into a product and engineering sectors and how it's manufactured and the process in which it's manufactured and how it relates to small to medium enterprises and large global enterprises. They also look at how companies are structured and how engineers interact with each other. Learning Aim B is where we investigate a specific product through a design and investigation process, and we will take a product, design it, modify it, create a prototype, and then evaluate it. So it's almost like a mini project in that scheme of work. On the example that we're looking at here in the bottom, this is based on an RC car stand. So we've investigated examples, designed elements of the product, redesigned it so it meets the specification, created CAD files, and then we make a prototype as well. On this slide, what we're looking at are examples for Component 2, and this is where we have to investigate an engineered product. So this product is a bike multi-tool, and pupils will be asked to firstly investigate the product regarding how it's made, its materials, its individual components, how the components are constructed using engineering processes, and they would log and investigate this. Then they are asked to replicate a component from that product. So in this case, it's the spanner element from the bike multi-tool that's been replicated. Then once it's been replicated, they have to test it against the original to see if it's passed or failed the quality assurance tests. So using the vernier caliper there, you can see the pupil has replicated the product and then they're testing the overall width using the vernier caliper. If there are issues with this, it's okay, they can go back and they can make changes, and that's a positive to hand in with the coursework. So in Unit 2, we investigate a product and we replicate it through practical. On this slide, we're looking at example materials for the exam. So we know the exam is broken into 2 parts. The exam takes place all in 1 week. We can do Part A on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday or Thursday. That's fine, any day is okay, but Part B must be done on the Friday because it's set at the same time across the country where all pupils take it on that day. So Part A of the exam asks us to look at an engineering problem and respond to a design brief. So it's taken from real-world engineering solutions. I'm given a specification where I have to produce practical elements for the pupils so they can complete this within the exam. So I will be given a form, I make a kit, the pupils then watch what I do at the beginning of the exam, I demonstrate this, then they copy what I've done and replicate the engineering task, and then they need to record results. So for this one here, it was finding out how far the elastic band would stretch under different weights, and you're measuring the difference each time. Then they would log this into the tables with or without weight, and then they would create a graph. Then they would respond to any patterns that they are seeing within the graph and the best line of fit, and then they would make any suggestions on improvements to the experiment. So this is a stock example here that I've taken from the website. Each year it changes, so there will be different ones when pupils take it next year, but that's roughly what the part A is about, doing an engineering experiment and responding with results and analysis. Part B, which takes place on the Friday, pupils are given another paper in which they sit, and then they have to look at an engineering problem from another engineering brief and then analyse the problem and state the issues that there may be during the manufacture of the given product. This will also change year on year. So this time we've been given a bracket to look at and decide what the issues may be in relation to construction and product use. Then they're asked to redesign it, explain why they've redesigned it. Moving further on, pupils are required to be able to read a general arrangement drawing and find out information from this in order to populate another data table here and then draw conclusions from that as well. So that's the exam in two parts. So we've got part A and part B. Pupils do get 2 goes at the exam, so there's usually an entry in March and then the end of May. If they pass the first time, then they can continue with the coursework. If they pass the first time and they want another go and improve the grade, they can also do that. If they pass the first time and they've attained the top mark, then they do not need to attempt the exam again and can focus on the coursework. So strategies to support learning in engineering. So a course booklet will be provided in lessons to assist with the subject, and this comes from Pearson, so it's their official documentation. Practical elements are linked to key areas of theory to consolidate understanding, so I also build in practical to help with the learning and help pupils understand more about modelling, replication, working with failure, things like that, disassembly, etc. The use of online resources to enable further progression and independent study will be available also. And then we have what strategies could be used to improve the retention of knowledge in engineering. Complete assignments and homework in line with lessons delivered to assist and embed understanding and knowledge. And reflect on previous progress related to both practical and theoretical skills. Tips for studying effectively in subject. Complete the coursework when required to meet deadlines, as this will reduce anxiety. We have an assessment plan we need to follow with deadline dates. So once the deadline has passed, pupils will need to have had the work in by that time. It's then assessed and moderated, and then I hand it back to the pupils, and they have a short window in which they can make any amendments or adjustments that they need to in order to improve further. Focus on key areas required before handing and use department resources. And if you do not understand any aspect of the course being delivered, seek help. So what can I do with this subject qualification when I leave Wyvern Academy? When you've completed this qualification, you will have developed a practical understanding of engineering skills. You may want to go on further to study such as A-levels, BTECs, or a mixture of both. You will find that many of the ideas covered here are further developed in qualifications such as BTEC Nationals in engineering and information technology. Alternatively, you might want to find work in engineering sector as an apprentice or a trainee. The best option for you will depend on both the grades you achieve in this qualification and in any other qualifications you have taken, what you enjoy doing, and the advice you can access about further learning and training opportunities available. Thank you for your time.